but she is dead. No, it's a regular person. Yeah, $11,000. She was 26 anyway. She had limited value.
This incident occurred in Seattle, Washington, USA, around 8 p.m. on January 24, 2023.
The person overdosing is calling it in himself. His name is Alex. He is refused to give the rest of the scene.
Officer Kevin was patrolling the city as usual when suddenly the dispatch center reported that a young man had overdosed on illegal substances, leading to a dangerous situation, and immediate police assistance was needed. After receiving this urgent task, Officer Kevin turned on the emergency lights, pressed the gas pedal hard, and immediately sped to the notified location. It can be seen that the officer did not continuously use the siren but instead occasionally humped to alert the nearby vehicles. At this moment, just a few seconds after running the red light, the officer was driving at a speed of 74 miles per hour, which is nearly 120 kilometers per hour, while the speed limit on this road section is 40 kilometers per hour. Let's review the perspective from the dashcam of the police car. As soon as the officer crossed the line, a pedestrian crossing the street ahead suddenly appeared. Since the officer was driving too fast, he couldn't avoid and hit the pedestrian directly. The right windshield of the police car was shattered, and the hood was severely dented.
Three Mary 2, started supervisor, start fire for a struck pedestrian.
Is it the same location, sir?
Negative, I'm going to be on Aurora.
Officer Kevin immediately got out of the car and tried to provide first aid to the injured girl. Soon after, the ambulance and supporting police officers arrived at the scene.
On the crosswalk, she saw me, she started running through the crosswalk. Slammed on my brakes. Instead of staying back where she should before crossing.
Officer Kevin told his colleagues that at that moment, the girl was preparing to cross the street. When she advanced a bit, she saw the police car coming but did not stop to wait for it to pass, choosing instead to speed up and cross to the other side of the road.
6, 7.
The medical staff at the scene tried to save the girl who was hit by the car, but she eventually did not survive due to severe injuries. According to the information later, the girl who was hit was named Jaahnavi Kandula, 23 years old, an Indian international student. She was studying at Northeastern University, a leading university in the USA, ranked in the top 10 in the US and the top 50 worldwide. Later, the police checked the scene and discovered that at the time of the crash, the speed of the police car was 101 kilometers per hour, causing the girl to be thrown about 42 meters. According to police policy, after a serious traffic accident occurs, the Internal Investigation Department of the police will immediately check the sobriety of the involved officers to rule out suspicions of driving under the influence. The person in charge of this check was Detective Daniel, 53 years old. Daniel is not only an expert in substance testing but also the vice president of the Seattle Police Association. Through the check, Daniel found that Officer Kevin was completely sober at the time of the incident, not under the influence of drugs or alcohol. However, a few hours later, the content of the conversation between Daniel and the president of the Police Association, recorded through the law enforcement camera, shocked everyone regarding ethical viewpoints.
Oh, he's good. He says, well, normally we don't give voluntary statements. And I said, hey, you're going to have to decide if you wanted to give a statement or not, but it does not seem like there's a criminal investigation going on. Otherwise, there would be other... What's that? Yeah. Otherwise, there might be other people arriving, correct? Yeah, I mean, he's going 50. That's not out of control. That's not reckless for a trained driver.
Daniel, either intentionally or unintentionally, inaccurately reported the speed of Officer Kevin's car, saying it was 50 miles per hour when it was actually 74 miles per hour.
Yeah, lights and sirens. Yeah, well, there's some... Initially, he said she was in a crosswalk. There's a witness that says, no, she wasn't. But that witness could be different because I don't think she was thrown 40 feet either.
It seems Daniel always tried to downplay the severity of the situation. According to the report, the girl was thrown 42 meters, not 12 meters.
I think she went up on the hood, hit the windshield, then when he hit the brakes, flew off the car. But she is dead. No, it's a regular person.
Daniel then told the president of the police association that the girl hit by the car was just an ordinary person and then laughed out loud.
She is dead. No, it's a regular person. Yeah, just write a check. Just... Yeah, $11,000. She was 26 anyway. She had limited value.
Daniel's words at that moment shocked everyone about ethical issues. He said that the city government only needed to write a $11,000 check to the victim's family to resolve the matter. After all, she was only 23 years old, and her life did not have much value. Daniel suddenly remembered that his law enforcement camera was still on, so he hurriedly pressed the stop button. However, the audio files from the law enforcement cameras of U.S. police cannot be deleted by themselves. In August 2023, the investigators of the Police Internal Affairs Department, during their periodic review of recorded videos, discovered the recorded conversation of Daniel. They immediately opened an investigation into Daniel. Many people could not believe that Daniel could be so cold and inhumane. Those present at the protest said that the girl was a very diligent person. She had a loving family in India. Her mother was an elementary school teacher. To send her daughter to study in the U.S., she had incurred a large debt, hoping her daughter could live a better life in this country. In her eyes, America was the place where dreams come true. These disgraceful police officers need to be held accountable for their racist and unethical words and actions. Even the staff within the police department could not accept Daniel's words.
Victim and her family, that they're going to see and hear this video of them talking about their loved one like she's a piece of trash. What kind of person could laugh about somebody being hit and put a dollar amount on their...
People also demanded that the prosecutor charge Officer Kevin with criminal offenses. However, after thorough investigation, the prosecutor finally decided not to charge Officer Kevin with reckless driving or any other crime. Instead, Kevin was fined $5,000 for second-degree negligent driving. But according to the latest information, Officer Kevin has not yet paid the fine after the deadline has passed. Meanwhile, Detective Daniel's hearing has been delayed several times, and the police department has not taken any punitive actions against him. The video from Officer Daniel's camera being made public has sparked much discussion. Some people believe that in this accident, the girl was also at fault for running across the street, which increased the risk and danger. Others argue that although Officer Kevin was on duty at the time of the incident, driving at 74 miles per hour in a 25 miles per hour zone without constantly using the siren was dangerous driving behavior. Even Detective Daniel's disregard for human life was terrifying. Maybe those conversations were just jokes among men, and deep down, he might not be entirely indifferent to human life. but it is clear that he is not fit to be responsible for protecting people's safety. What is your opinion on this event? Let's discuss it below. We are police officer and see you next time.
But she is dead. No, it's a regular person.